fabulous shot. A very good evening to all our fans joining us as we look to close out day one here from Battle Creek, Michigan. It is the Michigan Open Predator Pro Series event coming to you from the Kellogg Arena. I'm Jim White and very happy and pleased to be joined by a good friend of mine, Tim DeRuyter, who made the trip across the Atlantic. He's a little jet lagged, but looks pretty fresh considering the time change, Tim.
Well, what can I say? I mean, traveling across the pond is my thing. No, no, I think traveling to the east is easier than to the west. No, the other way around. To the west is easier than east.
Well, we've got a clash here that brings two European stalwarts together, and you being a European player, you're going to know, or at least be pretty familiar with these two guys, their styles, and I think it's fair to say, is Kazakis maybe just a marginal favor on paper?
Yes, yeah. I think he's a little bit ahead in experience, most of all, and he's been on the winning end a little bit more as well, if you look at the business end of the tournaments. So, to where Vitaliy did have some good results, but not many major wins. So, but definitely capable to win this, especially in this format.
Yeah, short races, and just to remind you again, if you're just joining us, it's 2 sets, races to 4, and if it goes 1 set each, at this stage, we get the shootout, and that's 1 shot, spot shot, that for the first time, I finally saw a couple players practicing it just leading up to this match. It's Kazakis at the table now. They're very thin cut on this too.
Yeah, a little bit too much draw on that one, and we'll have to hold the cue ball here. Done nicely.
Yeah, that's one thing you see from the seasoned players, and much more so for me anyway, from the European players, is it's like a walk in the park for these guys. They're so calm at the table, just in complete control of their nerves. And you know they're a little nervous. You always are. If you're not nervous, you're not ready.
Well, doesn't want to get too straight on the 4. That 5 ball is tough to get on though. If he can draw the cue ball, yeah, just past the 6. If he ends up before the 6, I think he might be able to see the 5 but not make it. So he needs to draw back 2 diamonds here and not get behind the 6. Oh, a little firm.
Aloysius Yap, he's won the Michigan Open the last 2 times, so he's our defending champion. And the road to the title certainly goes through him this year. Had the chance to get around Battle Creek a little bit today. We had a little time off, and a beautiful area. A lot of trees and water running through it. It's very scenic. Deers, yeah, the side of the road. They see deers here. It's like it's a storybook, sort of thing you see in a TV commercial when people are looking at a property and they're thinking of buying it. That's what it looked like today.
Oh, yeah, he's not happy. And it looks like he came up just a little bit too short. So now he could go for the power draw, go back to the long rail and come back out to get to the right side of the 8. It's either that or settle for a more cut on the 8 and keeping it simple with the draw.
Well, keeping it simple is trademark of Alex Kazakis. Familiar with the Moscone Cup. He's played in that. So no stranger to the bright lights and center stage.
Yeah, former World Pool Masters champion. That's why I said he's got a little bit more experience under the belt, but I think if you just look at the game, could be quite close.
And again, the short races will certainly add to that flavor. But it is Kazakis that secures rack number 1, opens his account here, and the winner break format.
Yeah, nice and clean breaker run. Just the one ball, he put a little bit too much draw, but got the 2 ball in, got perfect, and puts the first game on the board. And I think as long as Alex keeps doing what he's doing now, making sure that Vitaliy doesn't get too many visits to the table, then yeah, at some point I think Vitaliy is also gonna get out of stroke. So
yeah, and the longer he can keep him in his chair too, certainly increases the advantage. We'd like to park him there for the duration of this set, I know that. As I said, we're in the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, Michigan. Well, that's the home of Kellogg. So if you enjoy your cereal in the morning, now you can tip your hat to Kellogg's. And we're delighted to be here.
Nice, powerful break, and making 2 balls. Shape on the 2. Just a 7-8.
Yeah, that's the problem area as the table sits right now. And Alex's eyes looking around the table as we look at him, and he's identified that. First shot's a bit tricky too, this 2.
Well, I was thinking maybe to shoot the 2 off the 5 into the 6. Because then that way the 2 ball's always going to move to the left, and you're always going to at least have something on the 2. You're trying to catch the 6 too thick, and then it runs into the 5 and it stays on the short rail. You don't really have much.
I actually like that plan, Tim.
Looks kind of straight too. No, you play it this way. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't like playing it this way.
Well, he might wish that he had a microphone or an earpiece in his ear to listen to us from the microphones. And taking your advice there, because this has kind of gone wrong for him, and he's going to have to pull out a shot now.
Yeah, I'm expecting the kick and stick here. Roll first, low left, stick the cue ball soft behind the 5. Well, he played as good, and he's opened up the 8-7. This is a trap. This is strong. What do you do here?
Yeah, he may have no choice. I don't know if the 1 cushion is there. 10 takes that away, I think.
The only thing I'm thinking of is to just float in the 3 ball. Because the 2-7-3 is a combination. If you just take the fall and you push the 3 in, the 2-7 is locked.
He may roll the 5 into it as well. He's got those are the only 2 options I see. He's looking at the 3 now. He doesn't really look down the line of the 2-7 to see that they're locked onto the 3. So we'll see what he decides to do.
Maybe he doesn't believe there's a combo. He might be right. I'm not right for sure. But this way, okay, if he puts the 5 in between, then there's no combo anyways. Okay, I think he got there. Now it's quite risky to take on the combo because it has to go thin of the 5. But Alex is looking at playing the bank. Doesn't have to play the bank. Could also opt to put the cue ball on the top side of the 2 and nick the 2 and bring the cue ball 2 rails behind the 5. But if he wants to go aggressive, he could play the bank. The 3 is in front of the pocket and it's going to be wide open. Did have a good result though in in New York, I remember last week. The Rex Open, finished third. Bunch of good players. So I think he lost to Moritz Neuhausen and Carlo Biado, but played a good tournament. So I'm expecting Alex to be in shape at least, because yeah, if you get a couple good results, you always have a nice helping boost.
Yeah, he spent some time in America too, so he won't be fading that jet lag that I
Good.
said you were fading.
Look at this for a shot. Oh, a little shot clock rush too, but super swing from Vitaliy Patsura.
Yeah, and he can get through to this between the 5 and the 7. He's got that side cushion available. There's not a lot of room for error, though. And position to the 5. Well, that's the concern.
Oh.
And chalking your tip might be another.
Not sure. He looked also like he was aiming low in the cue ball and with a lot of spin. So I think he was trying to bend in between the balls, but for sure not something comfortable. No, and he's left Alex Kazakis a great opening chance here.
Yeah, wants a little angle on this 5. That looks perfect. And big favorite now to take a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, nothing special going on here. Either stop shot or a little drawback. Try to get yourself close to the 9. Don't try to, try to get close just because it's always comfortable to be close. I might just go to the long rail and just make sure I'm close to the 9. It's easier also to judge the speed from there. Little drawback.
Yeah, another concern for Patsura is that massive miscue in his last visit. Now, every time he's got to dig deep into that cue ball, you just wonder if those seeds of doubt have been planted from that effort. And Kazakis eagerly accepting that gift, and 2-0 confirmed.
Yeah, especially the doubt, which can just show up after one miscue. I've had it. I know many other players have had this thing. For so many years, I never had this problem. You know, I would miscue and think, okay, I probably executed not that great. Next time is going to be fine. And then the next time was okay. And then a year ago, it started to creep, to get in my head, and I was in a really bad spot.
The funny thing is, Tim, with a lot of these players using these composite shafts, they probably don't hold the cue the same way all the time. But I come from a snooker background, and in using an ash cue, you held the cue the same every time. So when you had a big miscue with a snooker tip, well, you know, when you're digging with the same area of that tip that you just miscued on. So that's why it's a little bit more of a concern, or would have been for somebody like me.
Ooh. Well, one ball goes, and well,
2-3-10 possible.
Yeah, I don't think he can complain here. I mean, his break has been working really well so far. So,
well, he's looking right down the line at 2-3-10 to extend the lead to 3-0. He's called the 10.
You got to go here. The only thing I would make sure is if I don't make the 10, at least play at the speed that it's not gonna lay in front of the hole. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I'm trying to take care of. If I miss the ball, I miss the ball. It's okay. But yeah, don't leave yourself a gift. Your opponent a gift.
Well, the beauty of having a break and how the balls can finish, and he ended up drawing. He took your advice. He drew the cue ball back just in case into the tall grass. But 3-0, 3-ball combination, laying the foundation for that lead. Well, we haven't seen a lot from Vitaliy Patsura as yet, but it certainly hasn't been anything from which he can establish any confidence, has it?
Well, actually, the 2-ball he made with the shot clock beeping was pretty good. It's on the highlight reel guaranteed because it was such a pressure moment. But he didn't really end up nice on the 3, and I think some doubt got in there.
Rack number 4, chance to seal it and secure the opening set. Beautifully controlled white, and it's been kicked straight into the corner pocket. How's your luck, Kazakis?
And has he left a 110 combo? I think I might do it here. It's either you... Well, you don't have to. It's still an open table, but
Well,
especially when you really when you're not really in stroke.
the
Well,
two-
there's two ways you can look
well,
at it.
even stop the cue ball dead and play the 210.
Well,
Because
the only thing, if you use the 110 and you hit it on the right side, the one is always going to the short rail. It's safe. There is a backup plan. But he's just gonna run out, which is probably the better way.
get that back arm greased a little bit. Get a feel for the conditions.
Yeah, he didn't really get any momentum yet. Kazakis played pretty good so far. Only has missed the bank on the 2-ball. Besides that, he has been pretty strong. So it would be nice to get some rhythm going on.
And he certainly has to feel unlucky. He really nailed that break, and that cue ball was parked right in the middle of the table and getting kicked into the corner pocket. He has to feel a little unlucky.
Two rails for 5 in the right side pocket. No, one rail. Oh, he looks like he got a little short. I would have played that shot definitely 2 rails. Just because if you hit the second rail, you're guaranteed to be on the 5-ball. Now, if he under hits or over hits the 1 railer, he will not get a nice shot on the 5. So now we will have to shoot the combo.
He's committed to it. Looking for the 10 into the corner.
No, it's not there.
That one never threatened the corner pocket. Bad positional shot from Patsura. And he may not like his next shot either.
Yeah, I'm expecting... Oh. It looked like he was aiming to cut that ball. I was thinking about banking the 5-ball over and bring the cue ball behind the 10.
Yeah,
His facial expression says it all, though. He knows it's not a great effort, but he also knows that it's still okay. Like, it's not like he's sold out or it's not horrible, but Well, Patsura's got the jump cue out. I don't think he's got the full top left corner.
He's called the top corner near the 8, but you're right. About 3/4 of that pocket on offer.
Yeah, foul, and this is wide open for Alex Kazakis to take that first set in pretty strong fashion. Okay, come on, don't do strange things now when I say that. He was scared he got behind the 7. So, yeah, stop shot on the 7, get straight on the 9, or maybe a little angle. He's looking strong and he's been breaking really well. So, definitely looking to claim another Pro Billiard Series title. I will never forget the shootout final he had against Badr Alawadi. That was a killer. It was in Wisconsin last year. Not this year, last year was really impressive from Alex. Center of the table. And there we go. A big 4-0 for Alex Kazakis.
Yeah, he gives Patsura a donut to start things out.
So it's looking like Patsura is about to leave the arena. So we'll be right back in a couple minutes. Stay tuned.
So Kazakis completely dominant in the first set. We'll see if Patsura has any reply. He's breaking set number 2 to try and force a shootout.
Well, one thing that's interesting for sure is that he is choosing to break from the side rail, even though Kazakis has been breaking super strong from the center. So, if I would see my opponent break that well from the center and making balls, I am gonna try and do the same. But, nice break, made the 1 in the side, and he's on the 2 ball, so... And possible to get on the 3. Open layout. Good opportunity here. But it's not easy, like I said before. Alex just really put a strong set on him. Vitaliy is not really in stroke, didn't really catch the table yet because he only got to play 6 balls, basically, if you look at the last set. So now it's tough to take this opportunity. Not in stroke, taking a break. Doesn't really help him.
No, he's played this shot to perfection. He had a small window between the cushion and the 4 to drop on the 3, and he knew he wanted to be straight with the 4 being at the same end of the table. And boy, what a strong shot that is.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of connecting the dots. Not much work to do. The 5 is always going to guarantee an angle on the 6 to get backup table for the 7. So, yes, make sure you stay in line. Make sure you check your angles. Make sure you check where you want to go with the cue ball. And, yeah, don't lose your focus. And it's easier said than done, but yeah.
Still lots of play going on around all the tables. The Kellogg Arena, home to, I'd say, well, looks like about maybe 25 to 39 footers and about the same, maybe more 7-foot tables. We get some league action going on here as well. CSI always present with the BCA leagues.
Yeah, plenty of good players here. Some good matches going on. Ooh. Decided to play with a lot of tops in, but did really make the curve on the cue ball. So he's got a little bit shorter on the 7. Should still be okay, but we'll have to either get the cue ball 4 rails around or spin the cue ball 2 rails to the center of the table. Oh, he's gonna play with drag. See, his style in general is to play with a full stroke. That's what if you look at his technique, usually he plays full stroke, like puts all his stroke in there. Especially with this slide, like that's his comfort zone. While I would never shoot it that way. I would probably spin the ball 2 rails. Such a different style.
But it can both be effective, just personal preference.
Yeah. So off to a good start here, Vitaliy Patsura. We will need to dominate this second set.
Wins his first rack. He's going to need to secure the second set to force the shootout. As I said earlier, we saw these 2 players practicing the spot shot. And in the event of a 1 set apiece result, that's what we see. Haven't seen it yet, Tim. I don't know if you you haven't done any matches here on day 1 where you did you get to 1-1 in sets?
No. No, all convincing wins. Well, a couple of good matches though. Fedor Gors was playing good today. Maite Ropero was playing decent set. Now, like I said, Alex started really good, so if he finishes like this, then he's showing what he's capable of this week. So Same break. Is he gonna make the one again on the side? No, it's a 7 ball, but that's okay. Needs a nice friendly bump, and I think this counts as friendly as it could be.
He'll take this all day long. 1 ball goes, 2 in the open, 3 in the open. This is just cue ball control. And I don't want to make it sound like it's easy. It's far from that. But this is a definite opportunity. Now, I wonder if is he looking at the 110? Because this one goes by the 10.
Well, just because he is so straight on the 110. He's got a mini angle. So, and to get on the 4 ball would still be a little tricky with where the 3 ball is. So
he's playing the 110.
Early win. Oh, the shot clock kind of got him there. Call this extension. Knowing that he's already missed one of those, so he's trying to bear down.
He took no prisoners that time. Parking that 10 with authority to the bottom of the corner pocket. 2-0. Patsura leading the charge here. Set number 2.
Yeah, and this way we could be in for the famous shootout. Why not? I mean, if Vitaliy keeps breaking like this. But knowing Alex, he's always ready to put up a fight as well. Like he always plays with big heart and not much give up. So I'm sure if he gets another shot that he's definitely going to try make something happen. But for now it's all Vitaliy Patsura. Let's see. Break. Rack number 3, second set. Oh, 7 ball goes and oh, look at the 1 ball. Just that 2 ball got a little annoying there in the top left corner. I think that 6 ball just blocked just enough to make the 2.
Yeah, concerning. So if he gets over to that cushion, does it avail that too? And with it the angle to swing that cue ball around the cushions and back down for the 3? The way that he plays this will tell a tale.
Oh, he's not gonna like this. Oh, and he's also blocking himself from kicking all over the short rail, the top short rail. So we'll have to pull some trick out of his sleeve. Yeah, and he's looking going over the right long rail, but that 8 is also.
Yeah, shot clock again winding down, so he uses his extension. He's got to put a little bit more thought into this. He's dropped the opening set. He's up 2-0 in set number 2.
Yeah, it's either this or to go in between the 10 and the 3 and go 3 rails, but this is tough. Has to bend around the 8 with draw. Good hit, but I think it's gonna be in the open. A little unfortunate to not have the 2 ball in the open after the break, but a great opportunity for Alex to play himself into the set. Trying to go in between the 6 and the 8. Draws way out of there. Stay away from bumping the 6. But no spin. I like how he's played that, no spin. Usually players like to play this with right spin. And then, yeah, they don't really get the nice angle on the 3. All the hard work is already done now. Just that one ball.
Always trying to maintain that high level of focus, these guys. A lot going on in the Kellogg Arena. But in their minds, nothing outside this 4.5 by 9 foot surface. Yeah, many times you'll talk to a player following a match and maybe an incident or two, and they'll tell you they never heard it or never affected their play. They really do work hard to achieve that high level of concentration, and really it's a form of relaxed concentration.
Well, at some point, if you put so much time in doing the same thing, then at some point, wherever you are, you're just gonna maintain that same relaxation around the table because it's something you have always done. So, and I think that's the state Alex is in right now. Like, he's feeling super relaxed and confident, and of course knowing that every mistake he makes now could be over for set 2. So, but for now, looks like it's gonna be 2-1. Vitaliy Patsura still leading, but Alex is getting closer.
Yeah, now nipping at his heels. And Patsura can't afford to lose set number 2. He's doing what he can to try and force the shootout. But Alex with an opportunity now to park him in his chair for an extended period of time. Because we've seen his break. And he's got a formidable one, and it was working in the opening set.
Well, on the other side, both players have been breaking well, but two completely different styles. Alex breaking from the center and putting a big pop, and then Patsura's from the side, but he's crushing him, like he's giving it his all to just make something. Let's see if he can produce another one. Oh, perfect cue ball, but feel like he's not crushing him the same like in the beginning. So, yeah, the only challenge I can see here is getting from the 1 to the 2. As the 3, 4, 5 are all linked to each other, the 6, 7 are next to each other, and before you know it, you're shooting the 8 ball on the side. Is he gonna play soft with inside to cut this 1 in and travel in between the 8 and the 6? Or is he going to try and run in between the 9 and the 2? I like the soft inside. Oh, put a little bit too much inside.
Focused so much on the line that the speed of the shot deserted him. Short cue comes out again.
doesn't have to get the short cue. Last time he took the short cue, I was also wondering why. He doesn't look like he's wanting to kick. I might want to kick the 2 and bank the 2 ball up table and leave the cue ball down table. Good hit, and is he gonna get fortunate? I think he's gonna get fortunate behind the 9. So the story continues.
He's maintained the initiative, Tim, that's for certain.
Yeah, I think I like kicking over the short rail. Trying to catch either the left side or the right side of the 2. I think my preference would be the left side. But you're just looking for a more conservative outcome on this because, yeah, how are you gonna get lucky kicking at this 2? Just the jump is tough with the 9 where it is. Yeah, you see he was trying to catch just the little edge of the 2 and bring the cue ball back to the short rail.
Error in judgment, talking to himself as he departs the arena here.
Well, one thing he said about is also that he has opened the 3 ball in such a way that Patsura can now bump the 6 out and still have the 4. Before, he would get ball in hand on the 2 and still not be able to make the 3. So actually, yeah, Patsura got a little lucky there, a little fortunate. Yeah, play with draw. Not crazy much draw, just stun draw. Try to get the cue ball out a bit. And you need to make sure that 6 ball gets enough speed to really get out of the annoying corner. I think it's a quite tough spot. Ooh. And he played the 3 off the 6.
Yeah, and it double kissed the cue ball and knocked the cue ball back down into the same corner, followed the 10 right into the same corner. I really didn't expect him to play that.
Yeah, I was definitely guessing he would bump the 6 out, get the cue ball to the long rail, and then spin the cue ball up to the 4.
Well, what a massive let-off. One shot earlier, Kazakis was walking away from the table shaking his head.
Yeah, and he looked really disappointed at that point, so he must be extremely happy to get back to the table that fast.
It doesn't have to do anything special with the cue ball here either.
Well, it's either, if he's straight, he's going to draw back a little bit. If he has a small angle, he's going to play the short side of the 7 for the top right corner. Looks like he's low in the cue ball, so he's going to draw back just a little bit. Stop shot here. And this is a big game. Patsura did have a great opportunity to get on the hill. Always maintaining his angle. Two rails. Guaranteed to have something on the 10 playing at 2 rails. And then this 10 ball to level the score to each. Alexander Kazakis from Greece.
He's looking to take no prisoners. Kazakis back on level terms. Breaking in rack number 5. And Tim, massive let off for me. There, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what Patsura was thinking, the way that he played that shot. He obviously didn't expect what happened.
Well, even though I would have played it differently, I also did not expect to see double kisses and 3 balls flying in. And
didn't need to play it. I guess he was so concerned with clearing that area, but I'm very surprised at the speed that he played the shot.
Yeah.
Rack number 5.
Crush the break. 9 ball looks to be going in, and I don't think, well, some people will like to cut this. Other people will like to bang this. And then there's a couple that play safe. I might go for the bank.
Yeah, it
Just
offers obvious position to the 2.
The only thing is that, yeah, if you miss the bank, you're going to sell out. But you shouldn't be missing a bank like this, I think. You're so close to your object ball, and you don't really have to do much with the position.
Well, he just turned his cue into about a 7-foot cue, so he wants to be able to reach this comfortably. And it looks like he's trying to cut it, is he?
No, he's banking. Straight and hole. Beautiful shot.
Right into the throat of the pocket. And now with a perfect angle, this is all about controlling the line that cue ball is going to track down for this 3. Well, that's a good opening shot on that 1.
The only thing that needs some work is either the 4-10 combination because the 5 doesn't go in the bottom left, or getting on the 5 to the bottom right. That's quite a puzzle.
Yeah.
I think I will go for a 4-10 combo. But
Well,
it also depends on how you get on the 3. If you get straight on the 3, there's no way you're going to go up to the 4-10 combo.
Yeah, it took the words out of my mouth. I think it all depends on how he drops on the 3.
Oh. No, he got there.
Yeah,
I was thinking if he's queuing over a ball, for example, same thing as being straight, queuing over the 5 or the 7 would be disastrous at this point.
yeah, he's having to look at the 5 now just to see. But he's got the angle on this 3. He can take that cue ball into the area he's showing you to attack that 4-10.
Oh.
Well, now he may play the billiard.
Yeah, you have to go for the carom. Well, of course you can play safe or you can bank the 4. There's different options, but play the carom and play it a little bit firm just to separate the balls if you don't make it.
Very thin contact on the 4. This is tough.
Yeah. And mini chance for Patsura. Has to start with a not so easy shot on the 4, just because of the position to the 5.
Would he consider jacking up and drawing to make the 10?
No, he can still jack up and go in between the 5 and the 7. But if he ends on the high side of the 5, it's not that comfortable. Especially if he ends up on the low side of the 5.
Yeah, he's just called the 10.
Oh, wow. No. What is... No, he's aiming for a 4 in the corner. Or is he going to bank the 4 into the 10? No. No, he was trying to bank the 4 into the 10. And, you know, especially on the new sliding cloth, to spin the ball, he was playing with outside spin, to spin the ball more to the right. That is so tough to do.
With that 10 just hanging over that corner pocket, it's got both these players trying to be a little creative.
Well, we know what's going to happen here. He's going to carry him the 10 in. Yep, straight in the hole.
And Kazakis, he didn't want that 10 hanging around any longer. 3-2, he's on the hill.
Yeah, after a 2-0 deficit. Like I said, he's the type of player that even though he's 2-0 down, he's still going to give it his everything to be able to make something happen. And with a little help from Vitaliy, it's right here for the taking.
Well, he'll break for the last time. Hoping to try and put the ribbon on this one. I mean, it's been a pretty one-sided encounter, and with the resume that both players came into this, I mean, you certainly had to give the edge to Kazakis, but there'd be no surprise if Vitaliy Patsura was to win this match.
Well, and
more
also
than capable.
If you look at the scores, like 4-0 first set, and then now Alex is breaking to possibly win the second set 4-2. Those are pretty big numbers. Not something you would expect. But then again, it's all possible. Oh, he didn't strike this one as nice as he struck the other ones. You could see it how far the cue ball hopped, and then it also got kicked in. So not a great quality break, and well, it's do or die here. It's go time for Patsura or no time.
Well, everything's attainable, everything in the open. But again, new cloth, new balls.
Well, the only thing I would be, well, not worried about, but knowing that that's going to be a little challenge is that 6 ball. If you get nice on the 6, either to the top left or the bottom left corner, you should be out. But it's all, like always, it's the way how you get there. Well, this is not going to be the trick. Straight on the 2, straight on the 3, straight on the 4 almost. So that's not going to be the biggest challenge. Then he needs to make sure he has either angle to go to the bottom left corner or straight on the 5 to draw back to the top side of the 6.
And make sure he's got a bit of angle on that 5, too, to attack that 6 you've alluded to, Tim. That's the tricky ball.
Oh, and yeah, he was trying to play the 5 in the side, and he's completely lost the cue ball.
Yeah, still playing it in the side, but that's been one of the problem areas for Patsura. He really hasn't had that cue ball under wraps.
Yeah, now either has to hold the cue ball or choose to play at the speed to where he's gonna bump the 6.
Just too many let-offs.
Oh, and look at where he has bumped 6. If Alex makes just this 5 ball and get the cue ball in the center of the table, I don't see Patsura back to the table from here. This is worrying.
Yeah, and the finish line has appeared, though. Every chance. This 5 flies by the 10.
Oh, and that is unexpected too. Little body movement. And he did not call that 10 ball. The only thing that he could be lucky with is the 10 ball is coming back. It could be awkward cueing.
Well, you can color me surprised. He had a full pocket on that 5. First time I've noticed a little bit of nerves, maybe a little bit of movement as he delivered the cue. And as you said, Tim, he can count himself a little lucky because this is far from easy for Patsura here. And he's got to take it on. 5 down the cushion.
The only good thing though is you're guaranteed to be on the 6. Make the ball. Easier said than done. Yeah, maybe it was awkward cueing with where the 10 was. So Alex kicking here, one rail. Trying to push the 5 to the bottom short rail. Cue ball behind the 8, possible if he hits the 7. Well, missed the 7, but I think it's just okay though. Like he's leaving the table like he's very disappointed. I don't think Patsura can do much more than go all in and straight back the 5 ball. He's dead straight on it and cannot really hit any other edge.
Just enough room to get between the 9 and the 10. Straight bank up into the far corner.
Oh, and he ginned it. Just within the time. Needs to hold it together. If he does that, we're in for Hill second set.
Yeah, some unforced errors creeping in to both players. And I think for the first time in the match, we've seen the nerves exposed.
Yeah, one step closer to that shootout. Vitaliy Patsura. Oh, we cannot wait.
And 3-3. So one good break and one good layout following the break for Patsura. And we may see that shootout. And you may see a few more people make their way into the center arena here. The word of a shootout will spread. Everyone likes to see a player under pressure, and they like to see tense moments. And that's what the shootout presents.
Referee Jeff McGee making the balls for Patsura to break. He's been crushing the break pretty big from the side rail. And I'm not really expecting him to do anything else. No, sticking with the game plan. Yeah, very wild one ball. The one ball was flying around, kissed two balls, but not much more really threatening any pocket.
Not too sure if enough of that one is exposed for Kazakis to try and attack it into the corner. He's looking at it, must be, and it goes by the 9. So one good shot here.
Well, if he doesn't fancy it, he doesn't have to take it on. He can overcut the one ball and then bring the cue ball back down behind the 10-6. But he called it, so he must be thinking, well, I had my shot there to win anyway, so which people will disagree with sometimes. The only thing I was wondering is how to get on the 2 if he's going to cut the ball. And this really turned out nasty.
Yeah, interesting as I look at Kazakis. This is far from easy, the situation that's confronting him right now. And Vitaliy Patsura just perked up in his chair.
Played a beauty of a shot here, though. Very strong cue ball work. And could be a set winning safety here. Patsura came out straight away with the jump cue. No risk. He's not even thinking about giving ball on hand to Kazakis. Yeah, the jump is not easy also. There is a big scratch. And there is a lot of room in the center of the table, so not really easy to duck here. Oh, did he get enough behind the 10-6? No. Little bump. Still could have been way worse.
Yeah, I think Vitaliy will take that.
Well, he's going to be in trouble after. Alex is going to nick the 2 ball on the right side and bring the cue ball behind it. Oh, he caught it thick. He needs to have cover. And again, first thing Patsura does is get the jump cue out. He must be feeling confident with the Predator air rush.
You know, you remember back in the opening set, he did have that one foul trying to jump. Everyone he's completed successfully, though, since then.
Well, I had called it in the side. Almost went and did leave a shot for Kazakis, but those are not really a pool player's favorite.
Yeah, this long two, if he attempts this, fraught with danger. And he's not favored to get it and drop onto the 3. He's got to try and work out a safety from this position. Maybe just overcutting that 2. Cue ball between the 8 and the 9.
Yeah, you might be able to spin the cue ball in between the 7-8 and out with the 8-9 and get the cue ball all the way down. I think I would try to play that high right in the cue ball. 2 rails back down behind the 10-6. Oh, he went all in, and what is he giving? He's left a shot on the 2.
Well, he's courageous. That was a very low percentage shot on the 2. Not just to get the 2, but to have found that gap in getting the 2 to land on the 3. I was asking a lot, but he's certainly given a chance now to Patsura. And the big question is whether the 6 goes by the 10 into the corner that he's going to play this 3.
Well, so far I was thinking it does go, but it's depending if they are frozen or not. If they're frozen in this position, the 6 ball will not go. So 2 rails to get to the 4. Doesn't want to be straight. Yeah, he's not happy here. Now if he draws back maybe a diamond, he's on the rail but still able to at least cut the 5 and leave himself high on the 6 to the bottom left corner. Got himself off the rail. This is key shot right here. Needs to get to the right side of the 6 and cannot afford himself to get on the rail. If he gets stuck on the rail, he's gonna get himself in trouble. Yeah, what can I say?
Well, nothing that you haven't already said.
I mean, it's just so tough. Now he's got a super small angle, needs to work himself up and do that on the rail. Yeah, he was just going to take the long shot on the 7, and he might have hooked himself.
Incredible. Well, this match, it just seems to swing back and forth. We thought Kazakis had it when he was 3-2 in front. Missed a fairly simple 5.
Oh, he's short in time. Oh, he's hit the 7. How is that 7 going to end up? I think not too bad.
Yeah, look at Kazakis almost grinning as he comes to the table because he knows his opponent just got lucky.
Well, I was going to mention earlier in the rack that 8 ball doesn't go past the 9 in the top right corner, so that could be tough. But now we actually see the proof of it getting tough. Even though if he makes a 7 in the top right corner, he's not going to have much on the 8, so he might play safe. Yeah. Go for distance and needs the 8 in between. Yeah, looks like he's got it.
Yeah, that's a great effort from Kazakis there. Terrific effort. That's all he could do. That was the only shot he had.
So Vitaliy Patsura is going airborne. And this is one you gotta make it. You cannot always hide. Oh, he ginned it. What a shot. Really trying to hang in there. He's not playing his best pool, but he's really fighting to stay in this match. Now, he is considering overcutting the 8. He's not going to play the combination on the 9. Overcut, bring the 8 ball around the 9 to the short rail and bring the cue ball all the way down. No, he played the other way. Oh, he played that good though. Not sure if he's got the full hook, but he was really juicing the cue ball there to bring it back behind the 9. Oh, it looks like Alex can still see the 8. So he's going all in here. He's banking this. No safeties no more. And how is that 8 ball gonna end up? I don't think this is looking too great for Alex.
Alex's face will say it all.
This is extreme drama. Yeah, time to get ready for a shootout. If Patsura makes his 10, we will get one.
Looks like he's just got to overcut the 8. Oh, he does it. 10 slithers into the corner pocket, and the shootout has arrived. 1 set each. And Kazakis just going over to compose himself, leaving the arena. Well, the first shootout of day 1, we are in for a treat. Referee explaining everything. The players will be well aware of that. It promised to be a very close encounter between these two, and it, in the end, proved to be the result. So, 2 shots from that side for each player. And 2 shots from the other side. And if they're still tied, sudden death.
Yeah, the box will shrink after 4 shots if they're tied. So Alex makes the first one. Looks pretty comfortable so far. Was a nice execution.
And remember what I said, that they practiced the spot shot?
They have only practiced it from this side though. So I'm wondering if this is the good side or if this is their weak side and that's why they practiced it. That's what I'm wondering. Well, he ginned it. 1 each.
And now over to the other side.
Yeah, stay still. Don't move.
And I was going to ask you, Tim, would you rather be shooting first or last?
First.
Put the pressure on.
Yeah, you gotta take the opportunity to put the pressure on. Nice execution. Every time Vitaliy is shooting after Alex is making one, it's not a great feeling. Of course, now if your opponent is starting and he's missing all of his shots, then of course you're gonna love it. But in this case, that's not really what's happening here. 2-1, Alex Kazakis.
Yeah, neither player wilting.
Yeah, 2 each. Only 2 shots left. Only 1 missed shot can cost you the match here.
And I was saying about people coming to the main arena. If it comes to a shootout, have a look around the hall. You see everybody standing around watching. They love the pressure.
He's been executing this really good though. But now along the players, I've heard also they are talking about the first 4 shots are kind of a must make. Like you gotta make the first 4 and then hopefully your opponent is missing one of the shrinking box sudden death ones. So, but then also if players start to think that way, that means that they're also gonna miss once in a while on the easy ones because they think it's easy. So it's an interesting challenge, this shootout. Important. Vitaliy Patsura. He shoots and he scores. 3 each. The last shot for both players. Let's see how the pressure is, what the pressure is doing to Alexander Kazakis here. Yeah, struck that one good as well.
What's basically sudden death now.
Yeah, it starts early for Vitaliy. If he does not make the fourth, he will be going straight to the losers bracket. If he makes this one, they will go back one more diamond and will be sudden death. Yeah, the shot clock's still going. Time is ticking.
Wow.
Oh, and each ended. Wow. So 4 each. Both players made 4 and looking not so impressed by the shootout so far.
Now the box shrinks.
Yeah, 1 diamond back.
The noose tightens.
And this is where usually the players get very uncomfortable. Of course, we've seen a couple players make extremely high runs, but this is tense. This is not easy at all.
And now it becomes sudden death. So even more vital, if you're a Kazakis fan, to put the heat on Vitaliy Patsura and knock this one in.
Ooh! Why? He cannot believe it. It just stayed
Well,
right on the edge.
I'd wager if Patsura knocks this in, Kazakis will be thinking about that 5 that he missed to win the second set 4-2. When it was all there, you were taking your headset off, you were going for a beer.
Can you believe this?
Big moment.
And it goes, oh, look at the cue ball, look at the cue ball. Wow. What is going on here? You cannot believe it. He put so much topspin on the cue ball that after the second rail curved super short. Wow.
I've seen that before. It was an event in Vegas. I don't remember the player, but he scratched the same way. What a let-off for Kazakis. Wow.
Now all the pressure is back on for Alex. Did that missed shot hurt his confidence a little bit? Oh.
There's your answer. That one never threatened the pocket.
Yeah, so another opportunity for Vitaliy Patsura. Oh, that's quite the drama. Late evening drama here. Battle Creek, Michigan. Oh, and he jumped up as well. You see, the nerves are here. They have arrived.
And now what are you thinking if you're Kazakis? Just knock one in because both players have to feel like their opponents here are starting to flag a bit. So you've just got to hold it together and knock one in. And you have to feel it'll be enough.
Oh, and he struck the cue ball and it looked like he pulled his cue away. And there's quite some emotions going on in this arena right now. So Vitaliy Patsura, again, the chance to close it out.
Just one more shot. Pillow will be soft. Got it.
Oh.
Throw. No, not again. Not again. Say it isn't so. Vitaliy Patsura survives the scare, the shootout scare. And he moves on, stays in the winner's bracket. And Kazakis, well, he's going to have to fight his way from the loser's side. Day one comes to a close here on the main table anyway. But what a close it was, and thoroughly enjoyable. And I hope you enjoyed it. For Tim DeRuyter, I'm Jim Weich, and there'll be a lot more action coming your way tomorrow, folks. First match on the stream table, 9:30 in the morning. So get up early and get that coffee. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.